Welcome, my name is Tashara and this is StarMade. Again, fortunately. Yeah, I got distracted by Valheim for the last couple of weeks, but it was a very nice distraction. But I basically done everything in that game up to this point, so I took a break from that and get back to StarMade to do some building on my station that I started at the beginning of this year. So yeah, we're going to continue this build in this episode today. And the last time we left off, I basically built these for our hangar base. And only one of them has doors at the moment, but we'll get to it to put them in the other hangars as well. But what I want to concentrate on is basically expanding the actual station itself. So add some additional modules to it to get this U shape going that I want to configure this station in. So that's what we're going to do today. So the first thing I did is basically connect the hangar base on each side of the station together with this part here in the middle. So basically a connection part. Yeah, this station will be very modular. And I also started with an ID I had for this space over here. As you can see here, there's some cargo boxes on a sort of a rail line over here. And this connects to this elevator shaft. And this elevator shaft goes down into this area over here. So basically this is how you deliver cargo to these big hangar bays. So on both sides of the hangar we'll have these systems. So we've got some forklifts over here to transport the cargo to the ships that land here. These are basically the same ones I built before in the Samson. So yeah, I have to expand this a bit because this is only a prototype to see how everything works out. But the plan is to have 2 layers of basically rails that transport cargo to and from the hangar base. Then basically transport it all the way over here and then go off in that direction to a cargo containment system, or basically a large cargo hold. That's the plan at least, because this station will need a lot of cargo space. Basically for factories and shipyard purposes. So yeah, that's something we want to add as well. Did a bit of expanding on this cargo system I've got going here. So I've got it on both sides now for all the entry points for the dock area. So elevators that look like they work, but they don't. It's just aesthetics. I just like having systems like this in a space station this big, so it fills up some space. But yeah, basically every nuke like this has this cargo system going now, and yeah, it's a lot of spaces to have cargo going up and down. Yeah, didn't do that on that side yet. Just want to finish this part first before I copy it over to all the other sides of the areas over here. But yeah, I did a lot of detailing in here already, so a lot of those rails itself, well, not really rails, but they look like rails, and the fences over here, and some pipes over here for dividing the spaces a bit more. So basically what happens will be that the cargo will be transported over here, and the elevators can be used to transport them between layers if needed. But basically one layer will be adding the cargo to the docking bay, and this one will basically transport it from the docking bay to the storage of the station itself. On the outside of the station, I started to work on some small detailing bits and some shaping of the armor plates over here. So this will connect nicely together. So now you can see that it is more or less one part of the station already, instead of the 2 floating modules that it was before. So like I said in the beginning of the video, this is a very modular build. So I want this to look like the station was built from separate modules connected to each other. So it might take a little bit of work, but you could swap out one of these modules with something else if you really wanted to. But yeah, that's not going to happen, of course. It's not a docked entity. It's just part of the station itself. So like I said, these are small details that you probably would normally not notice that much, but yeah, if you get closer, then you will notice those details. Just a nice bit of eye candy. And I'll continue this sort of armor plating in this direction, basically of one of the legs of the U shape, to continue in that direction. But like I said, it will be cargo storage on this end. And to facilitate this further development of connecting modules, I copied this connection bit over from the middle to this end as well. And I'm going to use that on this end as well of the station. So it will connect the docking base this way. And I'm probably going to use these dark gray middle bits, this part for example, to extend a bit further and then sort of create this arch shape for what's essentially going to be a large shipyard here in the middle of the station, in the middle of the legs of the U. That's the goal of the station, to have I think in each docking bay itself a shipyard, and then a large one here in the middle that will facilitate a build of a larger ship. To continue this expansion of the station, I did some frameworks for what I want on this side of the station. This red line over here is basically the absolute borderline I can't cross, because I want a specific space in the middle here. Yeah, that does not leave a lot of room for rooms on this side of the station, on these legs, but it's not needed. What I need is for this to be basically a transport pathway to the U bends on the ends over there, where most of the active rooms will be. And over here, this is my first attempt at a shape for the cargo modules I want to place here, and these will have different colors, but I mapped them out here in blue. But yeah, that's easily replaceable with the replace function here in StarMade. So yeah, this is about the size for the cargo modules I want to add. So that's a lot of cargo space this has. One of the main things I wanted for these cargo containers is have them in a specific shape, like with this this sloped angle over here, with the slabs, and then having these armor plates in here, so it looks properly sci-fi like this. And because there's 3 spots for basically 3 the same, I'll just create them with the mirror planes, so it's easy copying and pasting them around. And I don't have to build as much as I would if I just built them one by one. So that's easy enough. I still need to see if I have to lower this shape a bit, because I think it sticks out a bit too much on this end of the top. So I'm probably going to lower that a bit to get a better shape in this, because I think the wedge shape is at the moment a bit too long for this. And there we go. Very colorful, don't you think? So yeah, I got a couple of blue ones, some red and orange ones over there, and a green one over here. And I wanted to give them all unique numbers, and just I could do random numbers, but I did a bit of a joke in here. It's basically a reference to JW608, because he uploads so many StarMade videos. So basically, every day of the year he plays StarMade 24/7. So it's a bit of an inside joke. But yeah, I still need to think of some numbers for the other side of the station as well. But if you have some suggestions for me, just let me know. I just need 3 numbers to represent something. But yeah, the space inside is, well, very spacious. So like I said, lots of room for storage itself. But I'm still going to add an additional layer to this with gray armor to clean it up a bit on the inside and basically give it a bit more protection for your storage goods. So yeah, they're not shut up immediately if an enemy attacks. But yeah, it really grows the station in size this way. So you already can see what the shape of the station is going to be. The next step was adding the elements to hold these cargo containers in place. So I created these dividers in between the cargo containers, and each of those has a, I'm not sure what they call them. This is this thin railing thing, sort of a bumper, I think. It's basically something that is designed to crumble away if something bumps into it, to protect the main structure of the station itself. It's just a little detail. It doesn't really work, of course, but it's just my lore behind this station, how it works and how it's designed. But I do need to extend these cargo containers a bit, and as you can see, I did add the additional armor layers inside with the gray, and now I need to add the storage block to them, of course. But what I want to do is extend them a bit so they line up basically with this area over here, connecting to these rail systems over here that I designed before. So basically the cargo will be transported directly to these cargo containers. That's the idea, at least. It will not actually happen, of course. I can do it if I really want to with Rails, but yeah, that will be a waste of real docked entities, I think. So I'm not going to do that for real. But for lore purposes and just have some fun interior, I'm going to build that. So it basically fills up 2 levels of space here to get this cargo system in. But yeah, it will not detract from the actual function of having these cargo containers filled with cargo blocks. And here we go. I extended this rail line all the way down to the cargo containers over there, just to measure everything out, see how much the space I need. And I did some lighting in the floor and in the ceiling to get a bit more variation in here. I did some machinery here in the middle. Still need to fill in the rest of this area as well with some decorative stuff. I'm probably going to use that space for factory enhancers, I think. But yeah, I still have enough space below here as well to use that, so I don't really need to. So yeah, it depends a bit on how big I want the factory on this station to be. But like I said, I measured everything out, so it now fits in this square entry to the cargo containers. Now I can place them in each of the 3 on this side and the 3 on the other side, of course. Extend the cargo container. Now I know how big they're going to be, and then I've still got a bit of space left over until the red line over there. To basically build a frame to hold the cargo containers in place and connect it to the station itself. As you can see here, over here, I also implemented a very rudimentary shipyard. Just to test some things out. So I have to load in a ship and dock it to show you how this works. And here we go. And yes, you're not dreaming. This is big enough to build a intergalactic trading ship. So that's basically what this station is for. It's a shipyard big enough to build intergalactic trading ships. Yeah, this will go together, basically. It's in support of this ship. And of course, other ships I'm going to build for essentially the trading guild, because that's what it is. And as you can see here, this red line over here is basically holding back enough space to allow for these wingy bits to fit as well. So it's not absolute borderline, but I have perhaps 2 or 3 blocks grace if I really want to, but I don't really want to, at least in the center bit over here. I need to keep it back as much as possible. But on top I can basically extend a bit more and then create this nice shape to have this docking area for the bigger ships. And then you basically have to extend or extract this ship by flying backwards out of the space station. That would look really nice and epic, I think. So yeah, this is already working out for me. And I think, yeah, if because it's basically docked very much to the back, actually, it can even build longer ships, I think. Not wider, but longer ships is possible. As you can see, the cargo containers are now done. They're fully sealed up. Also on the inside of the station. And I extended the frames that hold them in place around them, so that's done as well. And I had this additional idea to have basically an entry hatch on this side of the station, or on this side of the cargo containers, to allow for pickup of goods to build the ship here in the middle. So that's an idea, but I'm not sure how I'm going to implement that yet. They are still a bit free floating, these containers. There will be a lot of armor going around it, and basically on top and below it a bit more to hold them in place. So some of this top part will no longer be visible once I've got these kind of clamp armor pieces in place. But yeah, that's basically what I always do. I create as much detail as possible, even if people are not seeing it. Because if you get really close in between the cargo containers, and as you can see here, I've got some hidden lights over there as well, you will notice this detail, and people will believe this build more because of it. So yeah, that's I think it for today. One other thing, I did some outline on this end as well to basically create the U shape in general to give me an idea how big the station is going to be. And the sticky out bits over there will be basically modules and antennas going that way. So as you can see here, pretty big station. But that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time.